Alright, I'm gonna go live in the night, see what's going on, see what happens. Hello, Blue. Gonna post the link. Let me see how to do this. It's not clicking. Already 7 people. Alright, I got the link out. What up, Cat Eyes? Barb. What up, Jace Cube? Jace Cube? Jace Cube. That sounds like Ice Cube or something. Hey, Yellowboat, me and Ryan, what should we talk about today? I can't figure out what we should talk about today. Yeah, like I mean, there's no way he could have answered to anything that I raised. Um like he doesn't understand that I can't prove, like he wants me to okay, so here's the thing. He claims that Roxy was on a locksmith, was seen heard at a was found heard at a locksmith panel, right? But then he's asked, and I'm claiming that doesn't exist, but then he's asking me to prove that that's there. But if I'm saying it doesn't exist, then how would I do that? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm up. I think as long as I'm taking my medication, I'm good. But if I'm just not tired yet, I would have been up anyway. I'm only gonna make this stream like an hour. Yeah, I don't know where I think of these random things. Yellow boat. JT Cap Facts. What's that about? Tanya D. I only won live because it was a majority. Because yeah, didn't want to go against the people. I'm dealing with some very serious health problems in my family as well. It's a shitty thing to deal with. Praying for you. I mean, again, like the way I kind of want to think about that is like it's a bump in the road. You know, I don't want to, like, it shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be like looked at differently or whatever. It's just kind of, it's a bump in the road. Um, and it is, but it's what it is. Hey Ryan, hey chat, do you guys remember on To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen? There's somebody named the Mickey Mouse Predator, and he'd say, "What is a question?" He died in 2021. That oh well. I always look at those people that like they die and they live out no purpose or anything. They live no they don't actualize anything in their life they're trying to do. They just became a sex offender. I don't know. That's like crazy. I learned my friend that is trying to control her epilepsy with the Mayo Clinic, but had a drug reaction, had a stroke tonight, and is on her second week in the hospital. Yeah, I'm on medicine now though. Um, Obviously I can't really tell how it's gonna pan out, but I'm gonna see how it works. Yeah, I mean, all I can really do is just go to my appointments and just take my medicine. Anyone who's dealing with any stress or issue in their life is sending a virtual hug right now if you need it. Yeah, and I don't think it's really caused by stress. I think if anything, there's a correlation, but obviously it couldn't just be that. But if anything, I think it's probably tiredness, like asleep. But that's probably if anything. Um, it's nothing other than that. Because I've dealt with like stressful situations, and I didn't break out into a seizure, but there was all the times where I was like really overtired. I think that's the trigger. That's the connection. This is my middle name. Real wise guy. Yeah, just in general. I don't know about the other topic. Um, so when stress is not helping you, that's the worst thing for you. Stress is the number one killer. Yeah, but I don't know. Just in general, I'm just accustomed to dealing with stress. And I'm just kind of making the point that I think the correlation is just being overtired with seizures, um, not being stressed out. But yeah, exactly. Cat eyes, silent killer. Yeah, like I don't have any other indications of like stress. Like my blood pressure is good and everything, so I don't know. I don't really know what it is. It's just in general a mystery. It was just like one day I woke up and I was told I had a seizure, and it's like hard to comprehend that even. Got Reddit in chat. Actually, did I put out the link? I don't know if I put out the link. There's a link. Yeah, so I guess I'll just quickly address it. Is I did go into oh, there's a bunch of comments. Every time I'm about to make a point, there's a lot of comments. Even exercise while hungry cause stress. Maybe biking is burning more calories than you're accounting for. Honestly, I know my doctor been telling me for years that stress is gonna kill me, but what can you do about it? Bedtime for me tonight. Oh, well, um, yeah, I'm trying to read the comments. I'm trying to do both. Um, read the comments, Ryan. Yeah, but in general, I kind of just want to make a point against the panel that it was on because unlike like this stream, cares about free speech. Like if someone that totally disagreed with what I was saying or was against, me or NVCAP in any kind of way, I would have them on. I would debate them. But the certain panel that it was on doesn't believe in free speech at all. And then beyond that, expects you to believe things based on blind loyalty rather than information. And that should be an insult. Yes. Yeah, he said something like he keeps repeating this thing where he says like, "Oh, it's like debating you is like putting your hands over a kid," and he said that so many times. How much times are you gonna say that? It's like masturbating with the cheese grater, or it's like putting your hands over a kid's head and making them fight, and you guys get it because it's a kid, and it's dumb. It's dumb. I don't know. But that's it. That's what happens when you present information on that panel, apparently. And then and then the next thing, I even mentioned it on another panel that I'm not gonna mention because I want to throw that person under the bus. But then I'm like, okay, so what new founded proof is disproving, all of our claims? And then the second I say that, like even though they bring it up, they're like saying, "Oh, well, are you really, Ryan? We're not talking about that here." I don't know. And then on Bill's panel, what is it titled? It's titled uh Locksmith Apologizes. That's what it's titled. But then say like, "Oh, we don't want to talk about then why is it titled that?" I don't know. I'm just going off. How many hours of footage needs watching to determine if what is claimed happened? Well, I don't think it's possible because what I'm arguing he's claiming doesn't exist. So it's impossible to watch something that doesn't exist. And they said like listen to all the other people that say that they heard that thing. Yeah, I don't have a problem with anyone, but I don't understand why I would publicly apologize, but not publicly put out the screenshots when they know people are going to ask. Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Ran across Delaware alone into enemy territory. Yeah. It was actually someone actually came up with an idea to just go by a different name and it actually worked. But yeah. I don't know. Some people in here be in Bill's chat talking smack about Ryan, yet in here trying to act like they care. Is there any update on the pedo that I called in and interviewed by chance? The Mr. Deeds Butler pedo? That guy's in Clinton, and we kind of have to go through, I think, the caseworker for that. I think I'm gonna follow up on that, but it's like through the caseworker. Because for that one, it's kind of like more of a. It's just kind of like there's a lot of things to weed around for that one. But we gotta get that one though. Nah, Chili's, aka Ryan, went into the chat of Priam or a Bill and a Trojan horse. Might as well argue with a brick wall. They are never going to get it or show proof. They just going to shoot off their mouth. Yeah, not for nothing, but it was funny because you had two guys with concussions going back and forth at each other. I said, let's see who's going to be the first one to forget first. Yeah, I mean, I don't have like to be clear, I mean, I did fall into my head, but I don't have like any kind of concussion that I know of. I mean, I mean, if I had a concussion, I would have a bunch of other symptoms that I don't have. You mean he's in county jail right now? No, I gotta follow up with I think the case manager, because like how it works is basically it's like I'll put it this way, like the law enforcement is great, but it's like because there is so much crime in this county that is kind of like a clogged artery sometimes, where it's like so much cases and everything goes through. It's like it just kind of I don't know. It's tough to go through. It does go through eventually, but it's tough to go through. But yeah, there should be something on that by now. Who's Paris the pussy who shoots from afar that takes down the mighty Ryan? Well, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm out of the loop. Post the link again. Trojan horse. Yeah. Yeah, I was actually having legit audio issues in the beginning. Like, I didn't know I was muting myself. I kept muting myself in the beginning. It wasn't working. But yeah, it's kind of like his panels is he doesn't make the standard information. He doesn't present any information, but then he'll actually say that I'm gullible, but I base it off of information, and he doesn't. I don't get that. It's kind of like I even make that the standard. Like, all right, so what new information do you have? Like, if you have it, I'll be proven wrong. You know, and he doesn't have it. I say, like, prove your case. Oh, thanks, Evans. Yeah, I kind of actually am making these streams kind of to ramble, a little bit, but I really don't expect the donos. I really appreciate it. A lot of people, they came in with support and supportive things to say about, a lot of stuff, and I do appreciate it. It wasn't expected. Ramblin' Ryan. Ramblin' Ryan. Ryan Ryan. Ryan Ryan. Ramblin' Ryan. Sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like. Yeah, I really do appreciate that. Now that's fucked up in some versions of Chili's. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I live under a rock. I can't comprehend this conversation. That conversation. That's obviously not the bill I'm talking about. The bill I'm talking about is a different bill. What's up with no one coming on panel though? What's up with that? I don't even bring up JT Colfax. I can't like, I can go in circles for a little while because like repetition is key, but I cannot go in circles that long. At that point, that's like at that point, I'll say you're right. I'll just say you're right. Whatever it is, you're right. Yeah, I mean, all I can say is it's being dealt with. Just gotta go to another plug. Yep, just gotta fix. Gonna sue Bill for his $300 coat. The paramedics cut in half. I don't know anything about that. It's like a locksmith stream. It's like at 2 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hope you keep doing that. I mean, scammers do need to be caught. I started to report them though, because they're around the world. There's no jurisdiction. Like, there's no jurisdiction between India and the United States. Or wherever it is. Yeah, but a huge problem that does happen is like pyramid schemes and things like that. Like multi-level marketing schemes. That's what they're called. Um, they're usually sold in college campuses, and yeah, those are bad. A big sign is the price tag is like 10 times the cost of what it usually would be. There's actually a company, there's actually one pyramid scheme called FEMA, and the way it was presented to me was it was presented as an extracurricular activity, like a business club or something, and a person who I actually respected sponsored it, so that was the only reason why I bought into it, and I bought actually like $200 into it, and it was the biggest mistake. Um, but I was literally 18 then, but I didn't know to not get scammed. But it was kind of like as soon as I saw the meeting, I knew it was a I knew it was a scam. But people that they'll invest like thousands, in these scams. So that's a big thing going on. Yeah, and they actually got shut down by the Federal Trade Commission. I think so. It was the Federal Trade Commission they got shut down by. Well, it depends, like, in their stage of life. Like, if they're like a young college kid or like they just turned 18, that's that's a prime target. Or obviously if they're kind of people take advantage of the elderly and or people with, difficulties, disabilities, you know, that's how. That's why when you look at like who makes up the whole meetings and everything, it's full of them. Yeah. Yeah, I actually don't know what that's about. Yeah, I'm doing good. I just have to see the doctors and take the medicine that I need to take, and should be good. It's just kind of more bizarre than anything. Yeah, I'm probably better off not knowing about that. Well, unless you have a clip of that, then I can't. That doesn't mean anything. And I certainly can't provide that clip because it's not Bill's imaginary girlfriend. Just like he made up that she was like he essentially made up to an entirety his involvement with great grandma. Like I literally read all of the DMs verbatim, and none of them were true. It still doesn't mean anything. Like, you know, if all these people are really hearing the same or are really hearing this, then there should be evidence for that. So it just doesn't mean anything. It's not legitimate evidence. See, if like I have a claim, I use legitimate evidence. Like I use like, okay, so this happened, and this is my evidence for it. Done. Now I feel about that one, and there are some people that need to be very ashamed of themselves, and it's not Gigi. Yeah, actually, I agree with that. I have a feeling this bill. So a bunch of fake accounts can just say something happened. No, if they heard it on Locke's panel, then they should be able to back it up. It's not legitimate. It's legitimate to Bill Powell followers because they don't have any critical thinking. But yeah, no, I mean, he doesn't have to go or anything. You know, we can take anything. We can take any kind of speech. Yeah, but honestly, still, um, I would need evidence of it. And I mean, they're technically real people, but yeah, but I would need it shouldn't be that hard of a requirement. Like if this really exists, if this really happened, then why is it so hard to just show happened? I mean, that's what do you think of the Jews? I was about to say that too. I was about to say the Jews are Jewish. That's it. That's my answer. Um basically whatever the scientific consensus says, I'm pretty much for. Um like I think until it's like late term, then like I don't believe that like life starts at well they say conception or whatever it is, you know. Um it starts when it meets the definition of life, like the scientific definition of life. For example, Colorado has post birth abortion. Yeah. I don't think anything I've seen is really radical. Like any kind of abortion policy. Because like a lot of these situations we're talking about before the construction of the nervous system, which is it's a main characteristic of life. Use that as argument, but doesn't happen in reality. Problem with definitions are subject to change, and everyone has a different one. Technically, by many standards, conception is life. Well, my only standard is like really the scientific definition. Yeah, but also I think it's really up to the couple, you know. like that it kind of assumes it always kind of assumes a scenario where like they say it's like the one's choice, but they assume that in the scenario that the guy like runs off or whatever. But what if the guy didn't run off? What if it's like most of the time where the guy didn't run off and then it's just the couple? Then it's a couple decision, it's a parent decision. Not really, because is it the definition of life? Because bacteria doesn't have um I'm just reading the comments. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But in general, as far as for it to be considered human life, it kind of would need it kind of would require development of the nervous system to be self-aware. And I think before the stage we're talking about, it doesn't reach that point. What are they got going on in Colorado? I mean, killing your 20-year-old is a little bit extreme. I think that would be a little too far. Also, exactly what it is, it prevents human life from existing at all stages. But you could also prevent your life by your parents not meeting. So it's like the question of preventing rather than destroying. Okay, the beating heart, it's a life these right wing morons want to talk about within the first 3 weeks of conception is murder. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Once it has a beating heart, it's a life. Um, I kind of would say it's more of like once the nervous system is developed. huge amount of life has no arts at all. Yeah, I mean that's not my standard. You get someone on panel. It's not an argument over it's not a baby anymore. Um, I think that's more of a matter of whether it's considered life or not. Well, I mean, then you're conflating whatever we do with the definition of of not having the same definition of life. Which is murder. Um, I think if it doesn't meet the definition of life, then terminating that life isn't murder. Well, at a certain point, it doesn't matter when it becomes life and when it's not life. I mean, you can't determine what millisecond, but there are scientifically approved ways to determine what stage of life it's at, you know, which stage of life it's at in general. I would say the one that, at least the component that is relevant in this situation is the construction of the nervous system. Because once it has a nervous system, then it's self-aware. What's the latest on Bill? That Locke and Damone are too afraid to talk about. Wait, is this the should post the link? Yeah, see, I don't know how to do those like chit chats that go like 2 hours and then you just like talk nonstop. I don't know how to do that. I couldn't picture doing that. Having an abortion is because they don't want the baby. Them getting sterile, I mean, I don't think they're fake, but I don't think that their account alone proves anything. Yeah, and then like you consider the rape and incest situation, just like then if you consider life, then are you making an exception because it's rape or incest? Then if rape or incest occurs, is murder okay? It's like if that's your definition of life, I don't know. It's just a matter of common sense, of decency. If you're a male, on below, there's NVCAP's pulling the strings. We're pulling the strings here. Pulling all the strings in the world. People cannot support a child, have sex, and neither bother about not getting pregnant. Why should the public pay for all of this? Males like sperm pulling out is not the answer. Brian VS. So what the fuck is the answer? If me and another consenting female agree that we don't want kids and just want and actively looking to prevent pregnancy, how is that bad? I don't think that is bad. Make the death penalty more liberal, Ryan. The old days, you got hung for stealing a horse. Yeah, but here's the thing. The death penalty is a weak punishment. I would say that if they had the if someone had the choice of spending their entire life in prison or getting put out with a needle, where you just spend a couple days in jail, then you're given a needle, then you go to sleep, and you don't wake up. I mean, who wouldn't pick that over that? I think it's like one, not as harsh as life without parole, and two, because a lot of people would say the death penalty is more harsh. I would not agree with that at all. I would not accept that premise as part of the argument. So one, it's not more harsh, and two, it can't be undone. So like, let's say you happen to get the wrong guy, which is going to exist at around a 4% margin. That if you get the wrong guy, you can't bring them back to life, but you can release them from prison, and then give appropriate reparations, however you do it. Um, so I don't know. That's one thing with the death penalty. Like 6 years, it was not thought of. Oh, Yeah, no, this is a free speech um stream, and support anyone saying anything. Man, I'm starting to keep up. Now, so everyone, look out of here with that dumb shit. Government is outlawing hereditary reproduction. Yeah, I thought it was the latest too. Yeah, I've been kind of. Yeah, it's kind of getting a little late. Um, the goal is to be on for about an hour, so I think I've hit that margin. Yeah, kind of shocked that there was 50 people on stream. Oh shit, we got hold on, how am I gonna handle this? Hold on.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Ryan.
Who's this?
Fernando?
Fernando? You're not gonna say crazy shit, right?
No, not if you don't want me to.
Wait, what?
Not if you don't want me to.
I guess not, no.
We'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear.
Okay. Oh yeah. Nah, you're doing good. You would have had to say a lot of um crazy shit by now to be a problem.
Okay, cool. So, how are you tonight?
Living the dream for the night,
Good. Glad to
whatever
hear.
it's
Glad
called.
to hear. What? Another night? Another dream?
I don't even know what I just said.
All right. Did you see the community's latest clip?
Okay, what was the title? I saw a lot of the clips.
It's the one where you make a cameo at the end. It's
On
Damone
Demo's
and
channel?
it's
Demo's channel. Oh.
Damone and Locksmith talking.
Yes, yes. I saw that.
And basically they're saying about how Locke had to apologize to Bill.
Yeah, but then I kind of asked the obvious follow-up, like what, based on what information?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you came in and I was confused watching it and it's like they weren't elaborating. So you called in and you asked the logical, first probing question and they acted like you were being they acted like you were like imposing, like you
and they brought it up.
yeah. They're like, "Are you serious, Ryan? Not now.
I
We're
don't
having a
know.
moment. We're apologizing to Bill and then here you come trying to ruffle feathers again."
Yeah, and then also I went on Bill's panel, and something similar happened where the title of the stream was about Locksmith apologizing for it. It was the title of the stream. Then I asked a bit the same follow-up. Okay, based on what new information is this all based off of? And I could be proven wrong with this information, but where is that information?
Why do they do shit like this where they tell us, "Oh, I have to apologize." Locksmith says, I got to apologize to Bill, but I can't really say exactly why." It's like, if you don't want to give us details, then just don't even mention it. Like, we didn't ask. So you put a little bit out there, they put a little bit out there just to make us curious. And then when we ask questions, it's like we're bothering them.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Like they think that no, they're dumb. They're not going to ask any questions. They're not going to be critical thinkers.
Can I just ask, Red Hood is in chat um, giving the advice. Hey, if he's saying men should wear a condom or pull out, that's just common sense. And that's what a good person does. Like in Red Hood's mind, who needs to be told by Red Hood to pull out or wear a condom?
That
Like
depends on
who?
your goals, right?
What's that?
That depends on what you want to do.
Well, why does Red Hood think that it's his place to give that, to impart that wisdom on to people? Like who in the world does not already know to wear a condom or pull out, that Red Hood needs to say it? Like who's he talking to?
Um, I don't know, but if you guys agree, then you guys agree, right? Or do you guys agree?
No, well, I mean, I don't even have an opinion. I'm just saying, why is he even talking about it?
Well, I think in general, people are talking about abortion as a concept.
Oh, they're talking about abortion in chat.
Yeah, that's the topic.
That's fun. That's fun. um, so what were you gonna ask that was like forbidden, that they didn't want to talk about Bill? It seemed like you had an update or some latest news, or you were just asking them what
Yeah,
changed, what
basically
updated.
just ask. Like, so it's like here's like one of the many things is he claims his girlfriend Roxy, and that was heard audible on Locksmith's panel, but I just asked anyone like, oh, is there a clip of it? Is that provable? You know, and no. So, um, kind of inclined to believe that none of these people exist.
Is Brenda so does Brenda why did Locke have to apologize? Because of that time that he did that stream where he's like, Brenda's my friend and Bill owes her an explanation. You remember that stream that Locke did? And then Bill was supposed to show up and he never did.
Oh yeah, Bill hasn't shown up for anything, but Brenda didn't lie about anything. If in general what happened was, I think, because we had a three-way conversation between Locksmith and Brenda and I about this, because Brenda was like, "What the fuck?" Like I didn't lie about anything, and he confused something about a person that was not even Bill. It was not even about Bill with the situation, and it actually had to do with staying at a property that she owned rather than going on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after just like pressing out that that's not the same thing, that has nothing to do with the situation, it really went nowhere for like a long time.
Did you see that comment that Bill left explaining this? Um, explaining the the locksmith Brenda situation.
Um, Remind me.
He says locksmith did indeed apologize to me over the phone, and I accepted his apology. Either he finally looked at the screenshots and videos I've posted, or finally chose to acknowledge them. He alluded to catching Brenda in an unrelated lie, but he didn't want to say what, and I didn't press him on that issue.
Mhm.
Brenda and Mackenzie went to Ryan because he already had it in for me. We had a conversation once about how gullible Lion Ryan is. He had these two ladies whispering in his ear. They used to whisper in my ear before I cut ties with them. They easily manipulated him.
So it's like a lot of things are wrong with that. Why is his claims that he's making so vague? And where is his clips and where is his evidence? It's oh yeah, where is his screenshots and where is his clips? You know,
Would
like
you
where are the
say,
things?
is it safe to say that he's like implying that Locke had to apologize over Brenda?
Oh
Something
yeah,
Brenda did?
he is implying that, and and uh and Brenda and Locke and I had a conversation, and it showed nothing of the sort. It literally proved like there wasn't any proof of anything. I was like, because like something we can't really ask them apparently is just prove what they're claiming, and they can't do that.
Are Brenda and Locke still friends as far as you know?
I think they'd be on good terms, but it's just kind of like at the same time, I think they would be more up to them too to determine, but at the same time, it's just that doesn't add up. That's kind of like it's just bizarre why someone would make a claim without provide with secret evidence. The concept of secret evidence just doesn't make sense. Like if I'm gonna make a claim, I use like I make a specific claim and then I show my evidence for that claim.
Now, is this topic like bothering you or stressing you out because Cat Eyes is in chat throwing a
No,
tantrum
no,
that I would,
I am Zen. I am good.
all right, she's worried. She doesn't think you can think for yourself.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, stand down, Cat Eyes. Probably not even from Brooklyn. She's probably from Flushing.
Colin wrote.
I don't know. It sounded like a Flushing accent to me.
I don't know. It's like your Colin wrote.
She probably takes the Q train, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
No, I don't either. But no. The so as far as you know, Locke and Brenda. I mean, as far as you know, the Locke apology had nothing to do with Brenda.
Well, it didn't have to do with the claim that Brenda actually made.
Okay.
It's like here's exactly what happened. Bill's claim was that Brent asked Bill to go on all these trips with her, but the claim that what Locksmith is referring to is someone was trying to go, another friend was trying to go, that was not Bill, um was trying to go on a trip, but was kind of having difficulty being able to go on that trip. But basically, she was saying, kind of lending a property to live in for a very small period of time, um, that she would not even be at to be able to do that. And conflating those two things, I don't understand the connection between the two.
So what do you think about this assertion? You know, Bill is basically saying that you and Locksmith are a couple of pawns being used by these crazy women behind the scenes. I mean, do you think you might have been manipulated? There's a lot of freaking manipulative women in this
I mean,
scene,
the thing is, I
in this
think that all the
community.
people, if you follow Bill Powell, you are being manipulated because every single claim from either Brenda or anyone else, like I demand evidence and information. And until that evidence and information is up to standard, then I start believing it. And every time they brought forward any kind of claim, they accompanied it with evidence. But with Bill, he just expects you to believe everything on blind faith and loyalty, and just what chat's saying. Um, So I think that's manipulation. I think anyone yeah, I think like pretty much the majority, if not the entirety of people that follow Bill Powell are being manipulated.
Well,
Because like what the like let's say it's like a conversation with Brenda, like it's 100% fair game for me to be like, okay, so you're making this claim, so is there evidence for this claim? And then she would show me the evidence for that claim, and many times that happened where it's like there's an expectation of if you make a claim you need to provide evidence for that claim, and but that doesn't exist with Bill.
so you don't think anyone's trying to use, the way he puts it is you have it in for Bill. I'll just say that you don't like Bill openly, and you're one of the few peoples that's willing to stand up to him, and so you don't think there are maybe women. Is it out of the realm of possibility a woman? I'll just say it's not, dude. That a scorned woman would use that to get back at Bill. If they didn't like him.
Well, it
I'm not
wouldn't
saying
really
that's the,
matter
that's
with
not saying that's the case with Brenda, but the way Bill frames it, it's not implausible.
well the way he frames it though is another thing.
He's good.
I
He's
mean,
damn good at weaving a narrative. He's damn near got me on his side on this one, man. I'm
anything
kidding.
he claims doesn't hold any foundation of fact.
You always go at the end of the day, go back to receipts, and Bill doesn't show them.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
And just like the question has to be like, do you care about receipts? Do you care about evidence? Like if someone makes a claim, like if the issue really is being easily manipulated, if that's the thing we're trying to not be, then evidence should be an important part of a claim.
Okay, well, Brenda showed evidence and she was going to show the receipts. And I was watching the lock stream and she showed this screenshot that showed Bill supposedly telling her that he's clingy or something. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
And that,
I think what did happen, and Brenda did admit this, was oh shit, my phone fell. Um, was she mixed up whether she said the text or Bill said the text, and she thought Bill said the clingy text, but she actually said the text because she just got it mixed up. But as soon as she
that's,
realized that, she did admit it.
see, that's pretty kooky, man. That's a kooky thing to do. I don't know Brenda. As someone who doesn't know Brenda, I hear that and I'm like, that's kind of hurts her credibility. Because
For
just to clarify, she put that text out there and said, "Look, everyone, this is a receipt. This is the evidence. This is the proof that Bill was hitting on me, right, or something." And then it turns out that she might have been the one that sent the clingy message to him, and she wasn't sure. Like, come on, that
well,
makes
I
me
will
think,
say
okay, maybe
that
she is.
no, I mean, I
Okay.
will say that in the entirety of the communication between Brenda and Bill, what was actually going on was Bill was kind of like letting on that he was, um, I'll just say, going to hurt himself in certain ways. That's kind of something he would let on to a lot of people. So Brenda was one of those people that was trying to offer some form of support. And I think maybe in like a friendly way she said the word clingy, but there was throughout something she is actually willing to do and something she said was releasing everything just to show there's not a shred of anything more than friends. And it's kind of weird to actually assume that that is more than friends just based on that. Like it's either a
Locke,
spade or a spade.
Locke supposedly caught Brenda in a lie. Do you know what that is?
Well, locksmith isn't proving anything, but I mean, I just kind of said what it was, right? It was about another person that's not Bill that she just offered property to stay at, so her friend could accomplish a trip,
Oh,
but she wouldn't even be there. It was just property she owned.
hmm. Oh, is that why Locke apologized? Because Brenda, that's probably why he had to apologize because of exactly what we're talking about the receipt, that the bogus receipt. And he should apologize for that, right? I
Well,
guess. I
not
mean,
really, because he confused something that didn't happen. He basically said that as if that never happened, or that it was stated that that never happened, but that did happen.
well, let's say Locke hosted a panel and he had someone go on there and accuse you of sending them a clingy text. And then it turned out they were the ones that they went up there and accused you of sending them a clingy text. And it turned out they were the ones that sent you the clingy text. Wouldn't you want an apology?
Well, I think she did. She admitted it, but
So
it
you think she
wasn't.
should apologize, but Locke shouldn't have to for
Well,
platforming
I
you
think
to
she
do that.
did. And as far as that matter, she actually did apologize and clarify that she sent that text, but also what's true is that wasn't more than friends at all.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's like what's also true. It's just also true that the clingy text, if it was true, would be a pattern with other things, which would kind of show, Bill kind of, in his claims.
Damone is kind of weird, dude. He left mysteriously. The community put his face on a milk carton, and it seems to have, according to his own words, it seemed to have broken him, caused a total meltdown. And then he came back and he did Terrence's Alcoholics Anonymous stream.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there listening, and Damone is trying to tell Terrence. Terrence is obviously the real deal. He's obviously had a problem, and you could tell, he's in recovery. You just know what a person like that. He talks the talk, like you can tell he's been there. But then he's interviewing Damone about his road to recovery, and Damone is trying to tell him that he was drinking like 5 beers a day, and that was his substance abuse problem.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of such a thing? Like what you know about addiction? 5 beers a day? Is that?
Well, I don't really know. I don't drink, and I don't know about drug addiction. I never really had that, so I just I don't know. I just know very little about it.
I don't think most adult men can get drunk off of 5 beers. And if you drink 5 beers every day, I don't think you can get a buzz off of it. So it seems to me like he just liked the taste more than he really had like an addiction to it. And so he's on there with Terrence acting like he's like, I'm 45 days clean. And Terrence is like, oh, did you go through the shakes? Did you have these withdrawal symptoms? And he's like, not really. It was pretty smooth, actually, And you could just tell Damone didn't know. He couldn't relate to any of the things that Terrence was saying. So I just think it's a little weird. But it's also awkward thing to criticize. They're having a recovery stream over there. Who am I? You can't say anything bad about it.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Like, I'm not really sure your point is.
Well, I'd like to hear someone who knows about recovery, like the bad guy. I'm curious the bad guy's take on the fact that Damone's struggle with alcoholism is that he drank 5 beers a day. I've just never heard that. Maybe it's possible. Maybe it is all how it appears. And good for Damone if he really did kick a crippling habit. And that's not easy to do, overcome an addiction. So props to him if that's really how it seems. But I don't know. For the reasons I said, it's just a little different than the normal recovery that I observe.
Yeah, I just wouldn't be the expert in that situation.
Okay.
I don't know either way. Because actually, for me, like 5 would be enough to get drunk because, like, I just like I never drink.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like never drink, like 5 is a lot.
Do you ever think it's awkward that Damone is like he's CPP fam, but then he hangs out with people like Ed who call Ta like a trafficker, like he said that Ta's complicit in sex trafficking and he raped Sherry and stuff, but somehow Damone and Ed are cool, even though Ed is telling everyone that that Damone's friend is a rapist and all this stuff.
Well, Yeah, I don't know. It's the factions of the community. Maybe he's trying to build some kind of rapport with the other side.
If you need something every day, then you're addicted to it, whether you get drunk or not. This man is not smart. Okay. Um, woman brain moment. That's not how addiction is defined. Addiction is defined by the consequences. If you persist in the face of consequences, it's addiction. If you need something every day, that's um, it's what's the word? There's another word, I can't think of it.
I don't know.
It's not
Tolerant?
addiction. What's that?
Tolerance? Or what? Or I don't know.
Dependence.
Dependence. Yeah.
She's describing dependence and misapplying the term to addiction and then acting like she's the smart one.
Well, I mean, they're connected. So, I mean, within addiction, there is dependence. Oh,
This is what I'm saying. You see Nevermore. I can't believe you would cut down someone's sobriety. He's clutching his pearls. How dare you? I've offended his delicate sensibilities, you know. That's the forbidden topic. It's I mean, guess what? You know, there are like snakes that sometimes infiltrate recovery groups. Haven't you ever seen Fight Club? And you know, if you see that, then it's your obligation to call it out. I'm just asking questions. I mean, did I really cut down his sobriety? Like, what does that mean? I didn't cut down his sobriety. What are you trying to say? I am against him being sober? I don't want Damone to be sober. That's what I'm hating on. Or am I just saying really something doesn't add up compared to what I've seen? I mean, I've watched a lot of episodes of addiction and what's it called? That addiction show on A&E, and it's never freaking 5 beers that they have to get an intervention, get someone help for. 5 Mike's Hard Lemonade. No, I would like to compare that to all the other people that Terrence has on there, and like, so how much was Terrence drinking a day? How much was the bad guy consuming a day? Any of these people who actually have a problem, you know? What's the
Are you like measuring how much they're an addict?
Dude, 5 beers just isn't going to do anything. I mean, for like a grown man, it doesn't make sense. Like he may as well have like tried to say that he was drinking too much kombucha. He might as well have told Terrence that, yeah, his drug of choice was kombucha. He's 45 days clean. Why are you trying to cut down his sobriety? like I said, good on him if it's how he's how he's how he's portraying it to be. But it's just weird. I've never heard of such a thing. As well.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's not really my field, addiction. Um, how long has this been on? For an hour and 40 minutes?
Hey, it was good talking to you, Ryan.
Yeah,
I'll let you go, man. Have a good night.
still kind of.
See you next time.
Yeah. Yeah, it started to kind of go to sleep almost. Yeah, it's just I have nothing to offer on that topic at all. Um, if you don't drink every day, your body can properly break down alcohol. Whereas if you drink every day, your liver enzymes have a hard time breaking down the alcohol. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine drinking every day is a bad habit. So yeah, I'm about to in the lab